Hello, everyone, and welcome back for another edition of 8 Minutes with Aaron. I am, of course, your host, Aaron, and today we are going to talk about WWE Monday Night Raw that took place on December 29th, 2025 at the Kia Center in Orlando, Florida. So let's get rolling with a fresh edition of this guy right here, Aaron. This was the last Monday Night Raw of 2025, and let me tell you something, it was alright. It wasn't great, it wasn't perfect. It started off with the Vision, everybody came down. You got Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed, Logan Paul, and their newest member, Austin Theory. Austin Theory got on the mic for a little bit, talked about nonsense. He sounded like shit. Paul Heyman, of course, was brilliant on the mic, and eventually CM Punk made his way to the ring because next week on January 5th, he will be facing Braun Breaker and defending his World Championship. Braun Breaker cut a beautiful promo, and CM Punk, I guess, kind of came back at him, but CM Punk hasn't been the fire starter that he always was on the mic. 2 weeks ago when he's come back and he was talking about Braun Breaker and talking about his wife and shit like that, pimp. But CM Punk just doesn't have that oomph anymore, and it's showing. And then he left the ring and all that other good shit. Then we had a triple threat match for the Women's World Championship as Stephanie Valkyrie put her title on the line against Raquel Rodriguez and Nikki Bella. Before the match, fucking Liv Morgan came up to Raquel Rodriguez and was like, listen, we got your back. Raquel's like, whoa, stay away during this match. I got this shit. This triple threat match was basic, bitches. Yes, there was a couple high-flying moves. You got fucking Stephanie Valkyrie jumping off the rope. She does her little devil's kiss thing, which is beautiful. Raquel Rodriguez is just so strong, just busting up people. And then you got Nikki Bella, who's just plain awful. She is just so bad. Everything that she does is just botchy, botchy, botchy. She tried to give like a kick to Stephanie Valkyrie. Stephanie's like, she didn't even connect with it. Stephanie's like, what the fuck? And like pushed her leg down and popped her in the face with a punch. Raquel Rodriguez was able to get a couple power bombs in and a lot of close calls. They were broken up by Stephanie Valkyrie. Nikki Bella, was trying to get submissions in. And once she got a submission in, people were saying, thank you, Cena. Embarrassing. It is very embarrassing for Nikki Bella. She's like, nah, you're going to be cheering for me. The match came to an end when Nikki Bella went to the top rope, and then Stephanie Valkyrie went to the top rope, and Raquel Rodriguez went and did her Takana bomb, or tried to, on both of them at the same time, which would have been husky, but Stephanie Valkyrie slipped away. She got it on Nikki Bella. Stephanie Valkyrie threw Raquel Rodriguez out of the ring and got the 1, 2, 3, retained her title by pinning Nikki Bella. Hopefully this is the end of Nikki Bella and anything that she's going to do. Next, we had the Kabuki Warriors come to the ring, and they were talking shit on Io Sky and Rhea Ripley because next week on the 5th, they have a tag team title match that they're putting their titles on the line for. And I don't even know if the Kabuki Warriors have ever put their titles up since they won. I'm going to say no. And I'm not really excited for next week anyway. Because, one, I really don't care for Io Sky and Rhea Ripley to win the titles. And two, the Kabuki Warriors suck as the champions. And then, Io Sky and Rhea Ripley came to the ring. They had a big, dramatic fight in them, and they, proved that they're, on top. They threw them out of the ring. Woo! So, yeah, next week I don't think that Rhea Ripley and Io Sky are going to win the titles. And in the back, you had Lara Valkyrie and what's the other one? No, I'm sorry, Lara Valkyrie. That was her name. I fucked up that one. And Bayley, they're going to Adam Pearce. We're like, yo, we want a tag team title match. Bayley was going crazy and shit. And Adam Pearce is like, all right, let's see what happens next week after this other title match. Cool, whatever. And in the back, you had Austin Theory, who was supposed to face Rey Mysterio. They did fight. And Paul Heyman was like, Logan Paul, you go out to the ring with Austin Theory. And Logan Paul was like, all right, cool. So we had Rey Mysterio versus Austin Theory. This match was meh. It didn't really get me going or being like, okay, this is an awesome match. Rey Mysterio wanted a little bit of revenge because when Austin Theory was masked, he did like a stomp when he was in the match with Logan Paul. And as Rey Mysterio hit a 619, almost dominating fucking Austin Theory, Logan Paul tripped him up when he was going to do his little splash over the rope. DQ by the ref, and then what happened? Logan Paul and Austin Theory beat the shit out of Rey Mysterio, and then a returning Penta made his way to the ring. Because before the match, CM Punk's like, yo, I got your back, Rey. And Rey's like, no. I got other friends that can help me out. You just relax and go on your way for next week. So far, Raw was a bunch of crap. You had, who was in the back? Trick Williams Trick Williams was talking about how he wanted a contract with WWE and Raw. And then you had Javon Evans. He was there talking to AJ Styles and Dragon Lee because they had a tag team title match against the Usos later on in the night, which I think I named. Oh, I forgot one match. We had R-Truth versus Gunther because R-Truth went up to Gunther was like, you got to stop disrespecting John Cena. John Cena is the man. I understand that you're the greatest, but you got to stop dissing my boy. And Gunther's like, all right, well, why don't you come to the ring and I'll beat your ass. And it was a squash match. R-Truth maybe got a couple shoulder tackles in, but Gunther dominated him, powerbomb, choked his motherfucker out. R-Truth tapped out. Boom, 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 boom. Gunther picked up the win. And yes, I'm not giving anything an up or a down because everything on Raw was kind of like, eh. Like, I don't know what Triple H is doing with the booking, with the titles and shit like that, but it's just garbage. CM Punk hasn't even defended his title yet, and his first title defense is going to be on Monday Night Raw of next week. No, he should have defended the title a little bit sooner. Cody Rhodes doesn't even have a lot of title defenses. I think he has like 2 or 3. Anyway, let's just keep going on with Raw. We had the tag team title match. Let's just jump right into it. AJ Styles, Ray Dragon, I was going to say. AJ Styles and Dragon Lee versus the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. So, this match was probably the best match of the night. You had Jay and Jimmy back together. Jay was like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Jimmy's like, listen, you got this fucking in the bag. You are not only the tag team champion, we're the longest tag team champions. We're the 8-time tag team champions. You were the world champion. You're going to fucking knock this out of the park. And this match did kind of knock it out of the park. It was a good back and forth. AJ Styles was able to have Styles clash, like a little small Styles clash on Jimmy. Jay got a spear on him, and Jimmy hit a splash from the top for a quick 2 count. Dragon Lee was doing a lot of good shit, and I don't know. I don't want to explain too much into it because I don't really remember it. It was just a lot of back and forth crap, and I was playing EverQuest at the same time, so I'm not the best person to tell you what happened in the match, but I will tell you what happened at the end. Dragon Lee got a tag in. If you remember a few weeks ago, they did a little stomp and then they bopped up into a Styles clash. You know what I'm talking about. If you don't, well, that sucks. They tried that again. Jimmy kicked AJ Styles, dropped Jay onto the ground. They double kicked AJ. AJ fell to the ground, double kicked Dragon Lee, then got him in the 1D, pinned him. 1, 2, 3. We have new tag team champions, the Usos. I think they're the 9-time tag team champions. And before I go, there was a little thing with Maxine Dupree and Becky Lynch because I think they're having a match next week or sometime. And Becky's like, you're into the big times now. And Maxine Dupree, I don't know if she dropped her accent or something else, but she is a tough son of a bitch. I am more impressed with Maxine Dupree out of anybody on WWE Monday Night Raw right now. She has gone from a 2 to at least a 7 in my respect level for like how badass a woman she is. She's talking about tapping Becky Lynch out and shit like that, and I believe her. I believe her. So overall, I'm going to give Raw a down, the last one of 2025, and hopefully SmackDown will be a little bit better. My name is Aaron. Thank you for joining me at 8 Minutes with Aaron. I will see you next time. We'll get more stuff, more things, and of course, more of me. I'll see y'all later. Bye-bye.